Hello everybody, and welcome to Tessa Show. Sierra, it's been so long, oh my god. I love Sierra, and I love most of their games, but one of the games that I love the most, nearly, as a franchise at least, is Gabriel Knight. And today we're gonna play the original Gabriel Knight Sins of the Fathers. Yes, I'm doing the original, and then I'm gonna go to the anniversary edition, which is not done by Sierra. I heard some good and bad on the anniversary edition, but Gabriel Knight Sins of the Fathers is one of the best point-and-click games I played. I really love it. I thought it was a fantastic game. It has some problems that we're gonna talk about in that game preview. But you can see here that everything's amazing. The style, the music by Robert Holmes, which is fantastic. Listen to that, isn't that fantastic? I mean, I just love it. Like Gabriel Knight has such a good soundtrack. It's unbelievable. And then you will see that also graphic-wise, it's a very good game, and probably one of the latest generation 2D point-and-click games, unfortunately, from Sierra. And in order to get started, before we actually play the game, and you can see it's a point-and-click because I have my mouse, we're gonna go to the intro first, so we understand a little bit more what we will see into this game. Oh my god, what an intro! What a main theme! Isn't that beautiful? It's so punchy, strong, and at the same time kind of like eerie, and it just has so many emotions. And Gabriel Knight is all about emotions. That's the whole thing, that whole franchise, which plays a little bit on the conspiracy sides of things, I would say. But Gabriel Knight has such a great story. It's not your typical medieval age stories that most Sierra games kind of use, although Sierra is very wide, obviously. We're gonna play a lot of Sierras eventually. There's a lot of them that I never finished, but Gabriel Knight is one of the ones that I finished. And this game is just fantastic. I love the way that they implement like New Orleans as a city, and the way that we talk about voodoo. Anyway, I should say it better. I have a French accent. Anywho, let's get started with the intro now. So let's see what we have here. What is that? Who is that character? Who is that person in the fire? Why is he crying? What's going on? What is this medallion? What is that blood? And here in New Orleans, we're somewhere on Bourbon Street. Oh, a snake. Rare books. Oh. Who is hanged? Why? He looks like a character. And here it is. It's all a dream from our main character, Gabriel Knight. Alright, and here we have the credits of the game. Game designer Jane Jensen, amazing Jane Jensen. I love everything that she did on that. Producer Robert Holmes, who is also the musician. Director Jane Jensen. Those two really work well together, really. And obviously they're also married, so yeah. You can see that there's a lot of interesting art here, medieval art, kind of like witch related. I don't even know if I ever watched that intro when I was a kid, because that game is old, probably 1995? And I played it in French, not in English, so that'll be the first time I played it in English, which will be very interesting. Almost people that worked on this game really did a great job. That game is probably within the best of Sierra, in my opinion. I I guess some people disagree because there's so many good things from Sierra between the King Quest franchise, Phantasmagoria. Well, I guess Phantasmagoria, yes and no, I guess. We can discuss about that when we're gonna play the 2 Phantasmagorias that exist. Of course, there's also Space Quest. Very famous Space Quest with Roger Wilco. So here you can see that Gabriel Knight. Oh, Mark Hamill did Detective Mosley, I forgot about that. And obviously Tim Curry was doing the voice of Gabriel Knight on this one, so it'll be interesting to hear. Ah, this music is so cool, I love it. There's a lot of people on that game actually, I'm very surprised. So I never played with a voice cast in French because I didn't have a CD talkie version, because generally you have what we call the CD talkie version and then you have like a classic version of a game. Alright, we're getting started, day 1. I said that a little bit earlier. I dreamt of blood upon the shores, of eyes that spoke of sin. The lake was smooth and deep and black, as was her scented skin. Paperboy. And here Grace coming in the library. Because yeah, our characters is owning a library. And here Grace and Gabriel.
I bet. Just a minute.
I need to put the subtitles
in. It
in.
lives, I see. Do you want to speak with Lolita?
He doesn't want to speak with Delita.
I'm sorry, but Gabriel is allowed. Oh, I mean, he's out. Yeah, if he ever comes back, I'll tell him. You know, you could do better. I know I don't know you, but you could do better. Good morning. The phone's been ringing off the hook all morning. Let me know when you want your messages.
Yeah.
Gee, you're lively. Did you have another nightmare last night?
Sort of.
I told you it's that voodoo
I love the
book
music
you
in the
researched,
library
and
too.
that stuff can seriously screw up your karma.
I'm sure that's it. Maybe I should write a horror novel on passive resistance instead.
So don't sleep. It's your body. Anyway, your handheld tape recorder came today.
Really? Great.
I can't wait to see what human rights you violate with this one.
I can't wait to violate them. For example, if you would just let me...
And I located some local voodoo references for you. Dixieland Drugstore and the Historical Museum of Voodoo. Both are right here in French Quarter.
How would I ever manage without you?
You? Give me a break. The devil himself couldn't change you.
Well, if the devil had great legs, perhaps. Like yours.
What a womanizer.
And a riveting personality, I'm sure. Well, if you need any more research done, just ask. It's not as though we're swamped with customers.
Alright, so Grace has finished her speak here, and we finished. One thing that I hate, and I'll say straight off the bat, Gabriel Knight as a game, it's really hard to know what are the things that you can pick or not. The good news now with our more modern computer is that we can see it, because you can see here the left. Whatever that thing is here, I think those two things we can pick up because it looks very different from that pixelated set of books. Same thing for the newspaper, we can pick it up. But yeah, at the time it was very annoying because you cannot see what you can pick. And you just have to guess and click everywhere. And that's one thing that I don't like about Gabriel Knight. But anyway, here we're gonna go on... Is it the lion? No. Maybe... Oh, I think settings will be that. Okay. Speed, music, sound, text, detail, narrative voice. The narrative button can only be set to text if the text button is on. Oh. Text on for sure, voice on. Oh, narrator voice. We didn't hear the narrator say something. I had to say something. Anyway, I don't even know what that button does. Oh, it's 1993. Okay, it's a game from 1993. Oh, interesting. Oh my god. How to play. The GK icon interface. To play, use the icon bar cursors to try actions and objects on the screen. The Gabriel Knight icons include walk, to move Gabriel around, look, to get descriptive messages and often game hints, ask, to go into interrogation mode with characters. We're gonna try that out soon. I love the ask system on that game. It's wonderful. Talk, to chat with characters. Pick up, to take items on screen. Open close, to open or close objects on screen. Operate, to use an object on screen that has specific function. And move, to push or pull an object on screen. Also on the icon bar is a question mark. Select the question mark button and then move the question mark over the other icons to get help messages. Careful, if you use help, you're not going to get your points. And you can see that there are points. We'll show that. Read your Gabriel Knight Sins of a Father technical manual for strategy/playing tips, first few puzzles walkthrough, and a more thorough explanation of the icon bar, control panel, and other game interfaces. Thank you, game. So you can see here, if I go up, I can see the whole set of actions I can do. Walking, look, I guess it's talk, ask, anyway, pick up, open, close. This is to do an action, use, and this is to move.
Gabriel is carrying nothing.
Okay, apparently we're carrying nothing, and now there's a narrator, interesting. This is to save. You know, like a tape recorder to save. Here you can put an item if you want to. We have 0 out of 342 points. There's help, and there's settings. Okay, let's look. Let's look at that.
The magnifying glass is a handy item for reading old manuscripts or the fine print on Gabriel's lease.
Alright, so let's pick it up.
Mind if I borrow the magnifying glass?
No, Sherlock. Just bring it back when we get the next estate shipment.
Alright, we're
No
gonna play
problem.
Sherlock. Anyways, that game is very like a detective story more than anything else. We got 1 point, yeah. So if I look actually on here, you can see the inventory of stuff.
There's nothing written on the magnifying
Okay,
glass.
so that is to read.
The magnifying
That
glass
is
doesn't
open.
open.
And look.
The magnifying glass is an expensive one with an inlaid jade handle, an heirloom from Gabriel's grandfather.
Huh, interesting. Okay, let's look at the next thing here.
There's a pair of tweezers.
Okay,
on the
tweezers.
counter. Grace uses them for book repair work.
Alright, let's see if she allows us to take the tweezers.
I'm gonna take the tweezers for a bit.
Good. You're beginning to look a little scruffy.
Just trying to make you feel at home.
So it's interesting because Tim Curry tried to do a southern accent. Obviously, a Southern American accent.
The books on the table have been chosen
so
for
I can
their
read the
special
book. Okay, I can look at the
recent
book.
fiction
Okay.
by the biggies. In other words, nothing written by Gabriel.
Because I guess Gabriel would write something because he's a writer.
Handsome, isn't he? Handsome, isn't he?
Let's look at Grace.
Don't mind if I do.
Oh,
What?
Oh, nothing.
I wasn't looking at that particular part. Anyway.
Don't mind if I do.
Do what?
Oh, nothing.
I like how they did like the hair when he touched his hair and then like.
The book rack contains cookbooks, true crime, and puzzle books. An inspired combination.
Yeah, probably inspired.
Blessed caffeine.
Can we take some more coffee?
My kidney's already floating, thanks.
Of course you are.
St. George Books could use some serious renovation, but Gabriel likes to think that the place has character.
Well, it kind of does. I like that painting over there.
The books on that top shelf include mysteries and other pulp novels from the 50s and 60s.
Alright. It's been already
Under
15
the
minutes. Oh
window
my
are
god.
reference books, dictionaries, foreign language dictionaries, quotation books, and others. Gabriel borrows them often when he's writing.
Alright.
Today's newspaper is on the counter.
But, okay, let's grab the newspaper. Sorry.
Times-Picayune, dated June 18, 1993. The front page has an article about the voodoo murders.
Voodoo murders.
The article says that the victims are all identified as members of the underworld. The general public of New Orleans is in no danger. Police claim the so-called voodoo trappings found at the crime scenes are fake, a scare tactic, and that the murders are not
Somebody's trying to
associated with
use
any
voodoo
genuine practitioner.
to make believe, okay.
Gabriel also scans the Aquarius horoscope for the day.
Okay, we know what kind of
Potential
sign he is.
storms ahead. Proceed with caution and do not get involved with anything new at this time.
Right.
Alright. So you cannot be a womanizer right now. Don't involve yourself into anything. New romance. Okay, let's see the quote.
Grace's coat is a simple but classic trench coat. Gabriel hates people with good taste.
Aww.
Dramatic, isn't it? Gabriel didn't eat for 3 weeks after splurging on that coat. He has a thing for black leather.
Alright, we know he has a thing for black
The
leather.
chandelier is original. Gabriel finds it charming. All right. He can't afford to replace it.
You see, there's a lot of things that you can look
The
at.
ladder provides access to the uppermost shelves of the bookcase.
And that's why the game is so hard sometimes too. It's because
Gabriel looks at the cash register, checking for
so we have
cobweb.
money, nobody's coming in. But that's why the game is so hard, because there's so many things that you could potentially do.
Leave my coat alone, Gabriel.
Okay, she doesn't like that.
It's a bit warm in here. Gabriel decides to wait until he leaves to put on his coat.
But you can see how the game can become very complex if you cannot even see what is usable.
Grace keeps her art supplies here. 3 snakes in a skull. Gabriel's father painted it.
Oh, interesting.
What a wacky, offbeat kind of guy Daddy was.
Alright, let's talk to Grace now. Let's use that version of the talking.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
I love that interface with the two characters. You can see them clearly and they look fantastic. I love the design, the art style in this game. And you can see here we can ask about a bunch of things. So let's ask about voodoo.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
I didn't know much of anything about it
Voodoo.
until you started researching it for your book. Now I know that it's active in the city. There's that shop and museum. It can clearly be dangerous in the wrong hands. You should be careful investigating it.
Alright, let's talk about the voodoo murders.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Just what I read in the paper, same as you.
Okay, New Orleans.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
New
Well, I've only been here
Orleans.
2 months, but I love it. It's so much more alive than any place I've been. It feels like anything's possible here.
Interesting. Where are you coming from, Grace? Obviously you don't have an accent from the south, so you're from somewhere else. So let's talk about herself.
Tell me about yourself, Grace.
Yeah, right, Knight.
I mean it.
What do you want to know?
Okay. Oh, another interface now to ask stuff. Well, let's start at the beginning. How come we haven't gone out yet? No, it's not gonna work. How come we haven't gone out yet?
How come we haven't gone out yet?
I'm still
I'm
waiting
very
around
bad
for
with
that
accents.
lobotomy. As soon as I get it, I'll let you know.
How do you like working at St. George?
How do you like working at St. George's Books?
Oh,
Well, it's not exactly a huge intellectual challenge. Although the math in your record books could confuse Einstein. Still, I love old books, and it's a nice way to pay the bills while I explore the city for a summer. If you ever pay me, that is.
well, it doesn't have any money probably. What do you do after work?
What do you do after work?
Well, I either go to my oil painting class or my Tai Chi. You know that.
You know, you can go overboard with this improving yourself stuff. You don't want to alienate us mere mortals.
Oh,
I suppose I should just allow my mind and body to atrophy.
Works for me.
how old are you?
How old are you?
Old enough to know about men like you.
Just tell me anything at all.
Just tell me anything at all.
I just got my master's in history and classics. My folks wanted me to go on right away for my PhD, but 18 years of school was enough. I needed a break.
Yeah, I can understand that. Just tell me anything at all.
Just tell me anything at all.
I came to New Orleans because I'd read so much about it.
So
and I
she
thought,
says multiple different
spending
things.
a few months here
Okay.
would clear my head.
Just tell me anything at all.
I've always wanted to do something really adventurous, you know? Something real life. I'm sick of libraries and lecture halls.
Well, you know that's gonna happen eventually.
Just tell me anything at all.
My folks are traditional Japanese.
So she's
I don't
Japanese,
even remember
okay.
Japan myself. I was 3 when I came to the States.
Well, she's named Grace. Is that Nakamura? I think it was, right?
Just tell me anything at all.
I've been studying Tai Chi for 10 years. It's a very spiritual discipline. I'm sure discipline of any sort isn't something that would appeal to you, Gabriel.
Just tell me anything at all.
My folks want me to get married to a boy back east, Mark Kobayashi. His parents are traditional Japanese too. I might eventually, but right now,
So typical. Parents trying to get you to have somebody.
Just tell me anything at all.
I just got my master's in history
Okay,
and classics.
so we are done.
Nothing, I guess. Never mind.
Suit yourself.
Alright, let's talk about messages.
Do you have messages for me?
Dana called, and Susie left a message about a lawsuit.
a lawsuit?
Okie dokie. There's more when you want 'em.
Is there? Okay,
Do you
more
have
messages.
more messages for me?
Your grandmother called.
Ah,
I keep meaning to get over there. What does she say? Did she sound good?
She sounded great, and we had a nice little chat about you.
Grace.
Don't worry. I didn't go into detail about your cardinal sins. Not that anything about you could surprise her. She adores you anyway.
She's my girl.
But she said to remind you to stop by and go through your father's things.
oh, so we can check things about
Okay.
your father. Interesting. I love a little hint music to say, oh, you succeeded in getting some points because you did something
Do you have
special.
more messages for me?
Here's a strange one. You got a call from someone named Wolfgang Ritter. He said he was calling from Germany. He
Oh,
told me it was
Wolfgang
urgent, maybe we
called?
should give him a call.
Call Germany. Like hell. If it's really important, he'll call back.
Well, fine. Let's just hope he's not with the German lottery for pitiful American authors.
Well,
have
Wolfgang will be
more
important
messages for me?
eventually.
Your friend Detective Mosley called.
Oh, Detective Mosley
Talking of
called.
visiting.
Especially with you. What do you want?
I wonder
He
if we
left
still
an
have Mark
interesting
Hamill on
message. He told
the
me to tell you that his mother's maiden name is
enhanced
Humphrey.
version of the anniversary version.
Oh, that's Humprey.
Fascinating.
And that he left some photos for you at the station. At the front desk.
Oh,
It's about time.
I guess the photos are about voodoo.
Gabriel. Those photos wouldn't have anything to do with the voodoo murders, would they?
Now, why would you say something like that?
So we can
Because
see
I
the
know
grandma or go to the
You're getting
police.
privileged information, aren't you? Did you tell him you'd put him in your new voodoo book?
A writer has certain obligation to his readers, you know.
Gabriel, you know you'll never put him in your book. Your main character is a female orthodontist. You'll be reincarnated as a pit bull if you keep screwing with your karma.
As long as it's a male pit bull with a really big...
That's enough. Thanks.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, that's all the messages. Thank God.
Alright, no more messages then. Okay, request research.
Could you do some research for me?
Sure. What?
I can't think of
I
anything.
can't think of anything.
I can't
Okay.
think of anything. It's voodoo. Okay, let's do the other one. Let's see what it does with Grace.
So, what's new, Grace?
Your use of mathematics, for one thing. These books are unbelievable.
What can I say? I refuse to be bound by rules.
The strap marks on your bedpost speak otherwise.
Okay.
Did I ever tell you that you're actually quite attractive?
Be still my heart.
How many of
Had any
us?
customers lately?
No, but I'm sure you have.
Alright, let's continue.
You know, you really should get out more.
But then who'd take care of St. George's?
Or me.
Exactly.
Oh, done anything interesting lately?
By your definition? No. I prefer it that way.
You can see that we can do a lot of things.
Keep 'em busy?
Not really. If you need any research done, let me know.
Alright.
Did I ever tell you that you...
Be
Okay. Let's go to the bedroom. Gabriel's bedroom. Ooh, there's a lot of things. Okay. Let's look at that.
The
What is
desk
that?
phone is cheap. but
Okay, that's a
functional.
phone.
Mardi Gras mementos left
Mardi
by
Gras
some
memento.
female or other.
Uh,
Several dozen books, including a few of Gabriel's novels,
oh, so he already wrote some
occupy the
novels.
shelves
Okay.
above his desk.
Because Gabriel is a writer.
The wastebasket overflows with crumpled pages of mediocre glory.
Let's
The
see.
medicine cabinet contains a few old prescriptions, personal hygiene stuff, and lots of hair products.
That's why his hair is
Including
always like
some hair gel.
all over the place. He's using the hair gel to do that. Okay, let's see if we can pick up something here.
I'll take this hair gel. You never know when you'll need a touch-up.
Of course. You'll never know when you need a touch-up, Gabriel.
It's Gabriel's bathroom.
I really got to get around to cleaning up in there.
A little cold bubbly and brie cheese is about all Gabriel's fridge ever has in it. Bills from last Christmas gather dust on the door.
What
There's
is
a
that thing here?
flashlight on the dresser.
Oh, it's a flashlight.
This
Okay.
building's wiring leaves a lot to be desired.
I guess we can pick up the flashlight.
I might need a flashlight.
Can we do the bed?
Gabriel might as well leave that here.
Okay, can we move the bed?
Gabriel doesn't feel like rearranging
Okay.
the furniture right now.
Can I use the bed? I guess I can.
It's no use. I can't sleep.
Alright, let's go somewhere else. I just wanted to do some quick things here. Maybe there's some other stuff I need to pick up. I didn't open the fridge, for example, to look exactly. You know what? Let's do that actually. So like that I can show you how to open something.
Gabriel, shut the refrigerator, please. I could smell it from here.
Women.
Alright, let's can we pick the art supplies?
Gabriel wouldn't dare touch Grace's oil paints.
Okay, I guess it's time to go. Let's get started. Let's go. We have two places we can go so far. We can go to the grandma's house, or we can go to the police station.
See you later.
Good luck.
And obviously, Grace told us about some of those voodoo places, so we can go to the Historical Voodoo Museum or the Dixie Langton store. And yeah, here's a world map, a world map, New Orleans map. Oh, if I do that, Oh, okay, so it goes to a bigger map. Okay, police station, Napoleon House, Jackson Square, Voodoo Jackson Square, the St. Louis Cathedral, Historical Voodoo Museum. Let's go to the St. Louis Cathedral because it's a real monument. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that we have that little animation of him. Oh, they go directly into the church. Okay. What we're gonna do then instead? Oh, okay. Okay, you can see that the mime is making fun of people.
Geek. You want to eat my fist?
Somebody is doing some music here. Interesting. It will have a lot of importance later on. I'm not gonna say much about this so far. It's always interesting every time you go to one part of a place you have a different music. Okay, let's leave. Yeah, I was on Jackson Square. If I go to the Overlook, alright, you can see the church here. I don't remember the name. St. Louis Cathedral.
Saint Louis Cathedral. The
Oh, Saint
original
Louis.
church
I
on
should
the
say it
site
in
was
French,
built
you
in
know.
1724
Louis
and
IX
was
de
named for
France.
Louis IX of France. That church burnt in the Great Fire of 1788. The present church dates from
So they
1851.
had to redo a church later on. Okay. Alright, let's go to the Dixieland drugstore quickly. I love the music in that store, that's why I wanted to go there.
Hi.
Alright, let's see what there is here.
The mask appears to be made from a real crocodile head. The proprietor doesn't look especially friendly. His business probably doesn't depend on walk-ins.
I am probably not. Alright, let's talk to him.
Mind if I ask you a few questions?
Ask what you want. I'll answer what I want.
Alright, let's ask about... that seems like weird to ask this question. Okay, let's ask about himself
Tell me
first.
about yourself.
My name's Willie Walker. I own the place.
Alright.
Tell me about yourself.
That's it?
How did you get into this kind of
Oh,
business?
okay. Let's
Why
move.
should I discuss my business with you, man?
Tell me about yourself. How did you get into this kind of business?
Why should I discuss my...
Alright, New
What can you tell
Orleans.
me about New Orleans?
New
I lived
Orleans.
here all my life, me.
What can you tell me about...
I'm a busy man, monsieur. Don't get out of my neighborhood.
Okay, so he said something different.
What can you tell me about...
If you're not from around here, monsieur, you should sign up for some tours.
What
This is
can you
always
tell
the
me about
same.
New Orleans?
If you're not from around...
Okay.
Can you tell me what you know about voodoo?
This is a novelty shop, monsieur.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Cabri Sancour.
Cabrice encore.
What did you say?
Nothing, nothing. Those killings have nothing to do with my shop, monsieur.
Cabrice encore.
What did you mean when you said Cabri sans corps?
I didn't say that.
You did. I heard you say it.
You heard wrong, monsieur. I said no such thing.
What do you know?
Monsieur,
Alright, that's all we're gonna get from him probably. Let's get going. Let's go to the police station.
It's an antique umbrella stand.
Obviously, we cannot go in. I'll see that they're gonna stop me. Oh, I guess I have to open it and then...
No one goes back there until I say so, mister.
Sorry.
Alright, let's talk to that guy.
Got a second, officer?
What can I do you for?
Alright, let's talk about Detective Mosley.
I'm here to see Detective Mosley.
He's out at a crime scene. Sorry.
Oh, crime scene.
About Detective Mosley.
I told you he's not here.
Where is the crime scene? Is it related to the voodoo murders?
He's not gonna tell.
Crime scene information is police confidential. We don't need any more looky-loos than are probably already there.
I was
Okay,
supposed to pick up some
photographs.
photos from Detective Mosley at the front desk.
Is that right? And who are you?
My name is Knight. Gabriel Knight.
Yeah. I got something for you, all right. Soon as you're done talking, I'll give it to you.
Alright, let's stop talking with him to get it.
Here's that envelope for you, Gabriel Knight.
Thanks.
Alright. Yeah, we have much more things here.
The envelope from Mosley is up.
It looks pretty light. Okay, let's open
Gabriel
it.
opens the manila envelope and finds 2 photographs.
Oh, there's one that seems to be a scary photography. Let's see. Oh, like did we take some lungs, the heart of a person?
One of the photos from Mosley is an official voodoo murders crime scene shot. A graphic close-up of a victim. One of the photos from one.
Okay, it's not gonna say more than that. And this one seems to be Mosley himself.
The photograph of Mosley was apparently taken upon his graduation from the police academy.
He had hair then.
He had hair then.
I guess he become a... how do you say that? He became bald. Alright, let's get going. I'm gonna pretty soon stop, that's why I just want to show you general stuff. Okay, let's go to Grandmother Knight's house.
Gabriel, I'm so glad you stopped by.
Yes, we did, because he said that...
Sorry it's been a while, Grandma.
Grace said that you called.
Not at all. Give us a kiss. Now come and sit down. Tell me how you're doing.
I love the graphics of this game.
On the wall are portraits of Gran and Gramps when they were young. Gabriel's inherited some good-looking genes.
That's my Gran. Adorable as always.
You're such a tease.
Alright, let's talk to the grandma.
Can we talk, Gran?
Of course, my boy. How can I help?
Well, obviously she's not gonna say much about Rose, but I assume she can say some stuff, but let's talk about her
Tell
first.
me about yourself.
Me? Oh, surely you have something more interesting to talk about.
Oh, come on, Gran.
All right, then. What do you want to hear?
What do you do all day?
What do you do all day?
You know how I love to knit and work in my garden? I also take long walks. It's the only way to keep an old body like mine from stiffening up.
You're not old.
Oh, don't be foolish. I'm older than the hills.
Tell me about before you met Granddad.
Tell me about before you met Granddaddy.
Well, you know I was born Rebecca Wright. My daddy owned a lot of land outside of town. peas, corn, cotton, all kinds of things. It was a good childhood, but my father was very strict. He didn't much let me out of his sight.
Tell me how
Tell
you
me
met
about it.
Granddaddy.
I met Harrison at
Okay.
a church revival. There was a traveling preacher back then, a big fella named Reverend Jim. I even remember his slogan, "Come to me to find your way." Your granddad was sitting right behind me and my girlfriend Alma, and at one point, old Reverend Jim was flinging his hair around with his fire and brimstone annex, and a piece of it, one of those small add-on-dos for man, went flying off. I swear, Harrison and I were the only ones that noticed. We both started laughing to beat the band. Everyone looked at us like we were a couple of loonies. It was then I knew that he was me.
How are you feeling these days?
How you feeling these days?
Fit as a fiddle, and don't you worry your head about it.
Just tell me anything at all.
Just tell me anything at all.
I had your father when I was 22. The doctors told me I
That's
couldn't have any
young.
more after him, so I'm afraid I spoiled him rotten.
Just tell me anything at all.
I never loved any man but your grandfather, and I never will.
Oh, so sweet.
Oh, nothing,
Okay.
never mind.
All right, dear.
Alright, let's talk about the... Let's compliment her.
You know, you get prettier every time I see you.
Oh, you.
How many times we
Have
can
you
compliment
baked any
her?
of your incredible molasses pies lately?
No, dear. But you let me know when you want some, and I'll whip up half a dozen.
You've lost weight. Are you courting a new man?
Oh, Gabriel, don't be silly. You know there'll never be anyone but your granddad for me.
Alright, let's talk about the Knight family.
Tell me about our family.
Who would you like to hear about? Your granddad, your father, or your mother?
We're gonna start with Harrison Knight, which I guess
Tell
is
me
Granddad.
something about Granddad.
Your granddad immigrated to America when he was 21.
So he's not American.
He worked his
okay.
way through school, met and married me, and we had your father, Philip.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Your granddad supported me and your father with bookkeeping. I'll tell you what, though, he hated every minute of it. Didn't really like bookkeeping one bit. Maybe that was why he had the worst luck with jobs. The nights he'd come home afraid to tell me he'd lost another. And I would tell him it didn't matter to me. But he felt ashamed, Gabriel.
I can understand that. You don't want to always not have a job because, you know, you have to take care of your family.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Harrison was only 36 when he died.
Oh, he
Your
died
father
young.
was 8 years old at the time. Your granddad was hit by a streetcar in the business district.
Hmm.
Took me nearly a year to believe he was really gone.
I'm sorry, Gran.
I know you are, dear.
We have anything else about the
Tell me
grandfather?
something about Granddad.
Did you know that your granddad was a poet? He was! He wrote the most beautiful poetry for me when we were courting. I always thought he should have done something with that gift. But he was such a practical man. Didn't believe in chasing after dreams.
Or maybe that was because of something else. Who knows?
Tell me something about Granddad.
I don't know what else to tell you, dear.
Okay, so we are done here. Let's talk about
Tell
the
me
father.
about my father.
Your father was my only child. How we adored him. Philip suffered from terrible nightmares, just like your granddad did. They were 2 peas in a pod.
Tell me about my father.
When Philip met your mother, it was love at first sight. They were married 2 weeks later. Never looked at a girl seriously until then. And he looked at plenty. You have your
It's a
father's way
womanizer
with
too.
women, Gabriel. And your granddad's.
Tell me about my father.
Oh, wanted to just lay down and die when he and your mother were killed in that car crash when you were only 8.
Jeez, why it's every time 8? Interesting.
You kept me going, Gabriel. The police say your father swerved off the road after being frightened by something. Perhaps a deer in the road or a wild cat.
Tell me about my father.
Your granddad wanted Philip to have a normal life. He was obsessed by that thought. He pushed Philip to go to law school. Philip was driven to art.
Of course.
He painted almost in a daze. He would get so inside himself when he worked.
Well, I wouldn't say anything. I finished the game, so I know a lot about that Knight family, but there's something special, and that's why they all have some nightmares.
Tell me about my father.
He always hated it that it was Margaret's money that supported the three of you when his painting couldn't. I kept telling him, try something more cheerful, like a landscape or two. But he couldn't do it. His work was just too dark and disturbing for the public, you know.
It's in the family, I guess.
Tell
What
me
else?
about my father.
I don't know what else to tell you, dear.
Alright. We've been playing for 46 minutes now, so I'm gonna stop very
Tell
soon.
me about my mother.
Your mother was Margaret Templeton when your father met her. She came from a very wealthy Creole family in New Orleans.
Oh, interesting.
She was beautiful and reckless. She was madly in love with your father, of course, but I also think she liked defying her family. Since you're so interested in family history these days, why don't you go by St. Louis Cemetery No. 1 and visit the family tomb? It would be a sweet gesture.
Okay,
Maybe
now
I
we can go
will.
to the cemetery. Alright, let's
Granny might get worried if Gabriel started rambling to thin air.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to change. Okay, let's walk
I'm
in
going to go up to the attic, Gran.
Be careful of the dust.
and see what we have from the father. And hopefully we can see the first puzzle of the game. That's why I wanted to actually do that before we finish. So
There's a sketchbook on the chair that Gabriel vaguely remembers as his father's.
Can I pick up a sketchbook?
I think I'll take Daddy's sketchbook with me.
Okay. Let's look at it. Let's read it. Oh, all words are pretty creepy.
Images haunt the pages of Philip Knight's sketchbook, the way they must have haunted his mind.
And did you know?
The images touch a deep chord in Gabriel. So familiar are they that he finds it hard to believe they aren't from his own subconscious.
Huh. Especially this thing here. It's a medallion we
Images
saw.
haunt the page.
Okay.
The
Yeah, apparently we cannot see more than that. Okay. Let's look at that
An
thing here.
elaborate mechanical clock, probably of German origin, is among the discarded treasures of the attic.
So I guess it's coming from a German family.
Running at the moment.
Alright, let's use it. And here we are. That's the first puzzle of the game. I don't remember
A
things
key
about it.
winds the clock's mechanism. A ring of 6 symbols surround the face of the clock. A sword, a sun, an angel, a noose, an eclipse, and a dragon.
So I guess we can turn that thing.
Nothing happens.
Let's see, and we can touch
The
us.
hands do not appear to have any mechanical function other than to move.
Okay, so I guess I can move them with a move, right? Yeah. And then I can move them the ways that I want. Alright, let's go back into the sketchbook. This sketchbook can help us understand something. Doesn't look like it. Must be something else that can help me eventually, and probably something will open here.
A skylight lets welcome sunlight into the attic. That box of knickknacks has been up there for at least 5 years. It's an old, dusty bicycle tire. The old trunk looks like it's gone to hell and back.
Can I open the trunk?
The lid is blocked by the clock.
Okay, I need to move the clock, I guess. Alright. Let's look inside.
The trunk contains some old clothes, including a pair of leather shorts.
Aren't those called lederhosen?
Serious hiking boots. More of Harrison Knight German book.
Just what I need.
And a bundle of letters. Love letters between Harrison and Rebecca.
Okay, let's see. Oh, you didn't pick anything.
I don't think there's anything in that trunk that would interest anybody but my gran.
How about...
The trunk contains lederhosen, hiking boots.
Is there something inside that I can pick?
There's nothing I want in there.
Okay.
It's Granddaddy's old golf bag.
Anything?
I think I'll leave that up here.
It's a lady's hat.
From Gran's Virginia Woolf period.
Gabriel has seen these ornaments every year at Christmas for Grandma's attic is a storehouse of forgotten treasures and useless junk. The old velvet curtains hung in the parlor before Gran lightened up the place. Grandma's...
Alright, I guess that right now we don't have anything to solve that puzzle.
That clock has been in the Wright family, Granny's family, for centuries. Granny's knitting. She whips through that stuff like there was no tomorrow.
Can we pick it up? Can we pick up?
Steal Granny's knitting? How low can you get?
Alright, it's time to go.
Well, Gran, I better get going.
All right, dear.
Oh. Alright, we need to figure out where Mosley went, but at the same time there's a lot of other things we can do, as you can see. Let's go to St. Louis Cemetery for a minute. Interesting, what is that? And there's somebody that you can talk to apparently. There's something here, what is that?
Near the Laveau tomb is a
Oh,
piece
it's the tomb of Mary Laveau. Okay.
Undoubtedly a cast-off from spiritual graffiti writers.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Mary Laveau is I don't remember actually. I don't remember the exact detail. Oh, what's going on? Oh, he's leaving.
Food, trinkets, and more unsettling things have been left at Marie Laveau's tomb as offerings from believers. The odd-looking marks. The marks are reddish in color and reminds Gabriel of crossings. They look like they've been here a few days at least.
Anyway, we should probably check about who is Mary Laveau eventually. And here's the things that you can do that I'm gonna show and see if it works. I'm gonna go back to St. John's Book. That's where we're gonna stop because it's been an hour.
Hello, beautiful. It's me.
Oh, joy.
And I'm gonna talk with Grace, and I'm gonna ask her to check up for Cabri-Sankor.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Could you do some research for me?
Sure, what?
Oh, interesting.
I can't think of...
Okay.
I guess I have to say it.
Do you know what caprice encore means?
No. Sounds French, though.
It's Creole.
Could you do so?
Sure.
Oh, interesting.
Are you sure you don't know what caprice encore...
I told...
Alright, that's where we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop at the library. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching my 1 hour into Gabriel Knight's Sins of the Fathers. It's a really great game. I didn't say much about it, unfortunately. Well, not while we were playing, really. Oh, what's that?
Hey, kids.
Bruno. How nice.
Gee, a customer.
Of yours? Hardly.
How's the flower business?
Well, better than the used book business, I see.
Rare books.
That explains why I so rarely see anyone in here. Are you going to sell me that wonderful painting of yours today?
It's a father's painting. He doesn't want to get rid of it.
How much would you give me for it, Bruno?
Gabriel, don't you dare sell your father's painting.
Well, I guess I don't need the money that badly.
From the looks of this shop, I'm sure you will, my boy. And soon.
Jeez. Interesting. Oh well, it's time to stop. If you like the show, like or subscribe, and that's about it. I'm trying to say it much faster because I don't like rambling on it. But I hope you learn more about Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Fathers. It's a really great game. The story is very entertaining. It's kind of like a detective / investigation type of game with a point-and-click interface. You can actually die on that game, so be careful about that. But it's a Sierra game. It's the same on Leisure Suit Larry, or Quest for Glory, or Space Quest, or King's Quest, and so forth, right? But I hope you can appreciate a very good old game of 1993. And hopefully I can see you soon when I'm gonna play the Anniversary Edition, which apparently is pretty different. So I will be very curious to see what they change. Alright everyone, thank you so much for your time. Toss out. Bye bye.